You don't need a full match to understand what's happening here. A few minutes is enough. In that short window, the numbers tell a story that feels almost unreal. A scoring efficiency that mirrors Pelé himself and quietly eclipses names that once defined Brazilian football. Romario, Zico, Ronaldo, Neymar. Right now, form has a new reference point, and it's wearing a Chelsea shirt. Across the Premier League and Europe, records aren't being chased, they're being erased. And the most dangerous part? This isn't the peak, it's the starting line.
Behind him stands a frightening wave of attacking talent. João Pedro, widely viewed as the most complete Brazilian number 9 in the modern game. Alisson, a specialist in spectacular goals who thrives in decisive moments. Vitor Roque, reborn as the fierce Tigrinho, relentless and explosive. Matheus Cunha, a long-range menace capable of striking from anywhere.
Rodrygo, the tireless Real Madrid comeback king who delivers when the pressure peaks. Raphinha, arguably the best footballer on the planet, whose brilliance FIFA still hesitates to fully reward. Neymar, the undisputed symbol of the Seleção. And Vinícius Jr, one of the most dangerous players alive whenever joy fuels his game.
In midfield, the balance is just as intimidating. André Santos and Casemiro provide steel and structure on either side of Bruno Guimarães, a new pulse of Brazilian football. At the back, Brazil finally look fortified. Gabriel Magalhães, the commanding leader of Arsenal's defence, statistically the strongest backline in Europe. Marquinhos, captain of PSG and serial winner. Eder Militão completing a trio of elite central defenders. And guarding the goal stands Alisson, the most expensive goalkeeper in history, the protector of Anfield, the wall known as the Maracanã. All of this talent now operates under the guidance of Carlo Ancelotti.
But Brazil is more than names on a team sheet. Their presence carries a unique gravity. A World Cup without Brazil feels incomplete, almost unfinished. They helped shape the tournament's very identity. They introduced joy, artistry, elegance, and an aura that defined global football throughout the mid-20th century. They hosted the tournament in 1950, lifted the trophy in 1958 and 1962, and arrived in 1970 with a team that did more than win. They mesmerized the world.
Triumphs in 1994 and 2002, and Brazil stand alone as the ultimate World Cup dynasty. Yet the last 2 decades have been unforgiving. Since 2002, disappointment has followed disappointment. The deepest scar came in 2014, the infamous 7-1 defeat to Germany on home soil, a trauma that still echoes through an entire generation. But the pain didn't end there. Quarter-final exits in 2006 and 2010, elimination in 2018, and in 2022, another bitter collapse against Croatia. For many nations, those results would be respectable. For Brazil, they were nothing short of a crisis.
Repeated failure eroded belief and triggered endless national soul-searching. Every tournament brought the same questions. What went wrong? What must change? After Tite stepped aside following the 2022 World Cup, Brazil aimed higher than ever before. They wanted a proven winner, someone who could command respect in a dressing room full of stars and restore calm amid chaos. They wanted Carlo Ancelotti, a manager who rebuilt dynasties, defused egos, and delivered trophies from Milan to Madrid. And now, after years of anticipation, he has arrived to lead Brazil into the next World Cup. The path to Ancelotti, however, was anything but smooth. 3 years of uncertainty saw Brazil cycle through 3 different managers, each with their own philosophy and system. There was no continuity, no stability, no clear direction. So what does Brazil look like under Ancelotti? The blueprint is still taking shape after just 8 matches, but early patterns are visible. Casemiro has returned to anchor the midfield with authority. Vinícius Jr has been tested closer to goal. Estevão has been elevated to a central role in the attacking plan. Neymar's return is no longer hypothetical, it's strategic.
Tactically, a fluid 4-2-3-1 appears likely against weaker opponents, a logical choice given Brazil's absurd attacking depth. The bigger question lies in how Ancelotti will reinforce the midfield against elite rivals. Results so far have been mixed. In qualifiers, Brazil drew with Ecuador, beat Paraguay, demolished Chile and lost to Bolivia in a chaotic campaign. In friendlies, they overwhelmed South Korea, fell to Japan, defeated Senegal and drew with Tunisia. Nothing extraordinary, nothing catastrophic.
So why should the world fear Brazil in 2026? First, because Carlo Ancelotti only needs time. He is one of the greatest managers the game has ever known. 5 Champions League titles, league championships across Europe, domestic cups, club World Cups, Super Cups. Wherever Ancelotti settles, success eventually follows.
Second, because the individual quality in this squad is outrageous. When these players synchronize, they become impossible to handle. Nowhere is this clearer than in attack. Brazil possess more forward options than any national team on earth. Vinícius Jr and Rodrygo, both Champions League winners under Ancelotti at Real Madrid, are devastating from the left. It was Ancelotti who unlocked the best version of Vinícius at club level. On his day, Vinícius is unstoppable. At his worst, he's chaotic. But when focused, he's Brazil's most lethal weapon.
Internationally, he has yet to consistently replicate his Madrid dominance, but perhaps Ancelotti is the key. Vinícius has evolved. He no longer just dribbles, he scores, he creates. His passing has become decisive. From the left wing, facing forward, he is almost impossible to contain. Elite vision, explosive acceleration and ruthless finishing. If Ancelotti extracts his club form, Brazil transform entirely.
Then there is Raphinha, Brazil's fastest rising star. Under Hansi Flick at Barcelona, he produced a Ballon d'Or level season. 34 goals, 26 assists, complete dominance. Flick refined every weapon in his arsenal: explosive dribbling, tight control, a low centre of gravity, precision on his left foot, and subtle directional shifts that tear defences apart. His movement between the lines opens space for teammates like Esteban, Vinícius, João Pedro and Bruno Guimarães. And he's no longer just a creator. His late runs into the box have turned him into a consistent goal threat. Next comes the Premier League contingent. Each offers a different solution. Esteban, just 18 years old, already dominates the right flank and can also operate centrally. His dribbling evokes early Messi, the ball glued to his foot, elastic and untouchable. His acceleration erases defenders. He scored outrageous goals, including a stunning strike against Barcelona. Youngest Premier League assist provider, youngest Champions League scorer in club history. Goals in all 5 of his starts for the national team.
Tactically, he is a dream. Nominally a winger, his real role is far more complex. From the right, he drifts inside, forms triangles, overloads the half space, draws fouls, collapses defensive blocks, and creates shooting lanes. He averages 3.7 successful dribbles per 90, all with intent. Nearly 3 shots per game.
João Pedro offers something different: close control in crowded areas, clinical finishing with both feet and his head, vision and intelligence despite playing as a striker. He showcased this while leading Chelsea to the Club World Cup, contributing goals and assists. Though he hasn't scored yet for Brazil, his profile screams Ancelotti's ideal number 9. Matheus Cunha brings chaos, the Premier League's most dangerous long-range shooter, a relentless runner with elite stamina and two-way contribution. Richarlison, meanwhile, thrives on emotion and big moments. 7 goals, 2 assists, and a habit of scoring only spectacular finishes. And then there is Neymar. When healthy, there is no footballer more complete. Tight space dribbling, vision, creativity, improvisation and finishing. With 79 goals and 59 assists, he is Brazil's all-time top scorer, surpassing Pelé. Confederations Cup 2013, Olympic gold in Rio 2016. His only true enemy has always been his body. After a brutal injury spell, his resurgence at Santos reignited belief. 3 goals and 2 assists in 2 decisive matches kept the club afloat. That momentum caught Ancelotti's eye. The message from the coach is clear: if Neymar is fit, he could be the missing piece that pushes Brazil back to the summit.
Yet this Brazil is not only about attack. The midfield may be even more frightening. At its core stands Bruno Guimarães. The Newcastle United engine is among the Premier League's elite. Under Ancelotti, he could define Brazil's 2026 campaign. Without the ball, he functions as a holding midfielder, scanning, pressing and breaking play. He impacts every phase of the game. His numbers reflect that dominance. Over 7 duels won per 90, more than Rodrygo, McAllister or Declan Rice. Over 6 possession recoveries per match. He combines defensive grit with attacking intelligence.
Alongside him is Casemiro, rejuvenated at Manchester United. Goals, assists, leadership and composure have returned. He remains a player for the biggest occasions. Lucas Paquetá adds creativity and technical quality between the lines. Depth follows, with Douglas Luiz, Gerson, Andre Santos and Ederson. Control, power, energy, versatility. Few nations can rotate midfielders like Brazil.
Defensively, Brazil finally look built to manage chaos. Gabriel anchors the line, Arsenal's defensive leader, the Premier League's stingiest defence over 3 seasons. Marquinhos complements him perfectly, PSG's captain, calm, composed and elite in build-up. Together, they form a foundation of authority and experience. Fullback options like Ko Henrique and Wesley add modern aggression, while Alexandro offers reliability. And behind them all stands Alisson Becker. Reflexes, one-on-one mastery, shot stopping and absolute consistency. A safety net unmatched by most nations.
Add in players like Gabriel Martinelli and emerging talents like Endrick and the picture is complete. Brazil don't just have depth, they have answers everywhere, variations, solutions and overwhelming potential. As the 2026 World Cup approaches, one thing is certain, no team on earth will want to see Brazil on their path.